Are you considering a nasal septum piercing? Think it's just a harmless, edgy way to express yourself? Think again. What many people don't realize is that piercing the nasal septum isn't just painful, it can be detrimental to your health with potential long-term consequences. You see, your nose isn't just there to smell, it plays a vital role in your respiratory system and overall well-being. In this video, we'll delve into the hidden risks of nasal septum piercings that piercers don't always talk about, and I'll give you my honest medical opinion on why you should think twice before going under the needle. Let's talk about bacteria. You see, the inside of your nose is a haven for it. It's warm, it's moist, it's practically a petri dish just waiting for something to go wrong. And when you get a nasal septum piercing, you're introducing a foreign object into this sensitive area, creating a direct pathway for all that bacteria to enter your bloodstream. We're talking about infections that can quickly go from bad to worse, painful swelling, pus formation, even abscesses. These aren't just possibilities, they're realities for many people who get septum piercings. And in the worst cases, untreated infections can lead to something called septal hematoma. This is when blood collects in the septum, putting pressure on the cartilage and potentially destroying it. The result? Permanent deformation of your nose that might require surgery to fix. It's not pretty. Have you ever heard of a septal perforation? It's one of the most serious complications from a nasal septum piercing. This is when the piercing leads to a hole in the septum. Think chronic nosebleeds, difficulty breathing, a whistling sound every time you inhale. It can even cause the nasal bridge to collapse. Is a piercing really worth all that? Your nasal septum isn't just some random body part. It serves a vital function. It helps regulate airflow through your nostrils, ensuring that the air you breathe is properly filtered and humidified before it reaches your lungs. But when you damage the septum with a piercing, it can disrupt this delicate balance. Imagine this, you get the piercing, it heals, but over time, scar tissue forms. That scar tissue can obstruct airflow, making it harder to breathe through your nose. And what happens when you can't breathe through your nose? You start breathing through your mouth chronically. Now you might think, so what? I breathe through my mouth sometimes. But chronic mouth breathing is no joke. It can lead to dry mouth, which not only feels uncomfortable, but also increases your risk of bad breath and gum disease. Chapter 4. The silent thief: loss of smell and taste. Our noses are responsible for our sense of smell. The nasal septum plays a crucial role in this. It houses olfactory nerves that detect scents. Piercings can damage these nerves. Smell is intricately connected to taste. Imagine enjoying a meal but barely tasting it, all because of a piercing. Chapter 5. A lifetime of regret, persistent pain and nerve damage. Let's be real, piercings hurt, but the pain of a nasal septum piercing can be particularly intense. We're talking about a needle going through one of the most sensitive areas of your body, an area packed with nerve endings. And the pain doesn't always end when the piercing heals. Many people experience nerve damage that leads to chronic pain, a constant nagging reminder of a decision they regret. Imagine dealing with persistent discomfort, tenderness, even sharp shooting pains in your nose for months, even years after getting the piercing. What was once a trendy accessory becomes a source of constant frustration and misery. Chapter 6. A recipe for misery complications during cold and allergy season. Do you suffer from allergies? Do you get frequent colds? If so, a nasal septum piercing could make your life a whole lot more miserable. Think about it. When you're congested, the tissues in your nose swell up. Now imagine having a metal ring or bar right in the middle of that swollen area. Not only will it be uncomfortable, but it can actually worsen your symptoms. The piercing can trap mucus, making it harder to breathe and increasing the pressure in your sinuses. It can also irritate the already inflamed tissues, leading to more pain and discomfort. And let's not forget about blowing your nose. Even a simple act like that can become excruciatingly painful when you have a septum piercing. Otro, think twice, protect your health. So is a nasal septum piercing really worth the risks? You may think it looks cool now, but you could be signing up for years of pain, health issues, and irreversible damage. Before you take the plunge, consider these long-term consequences. You only get one nose, treat it with care.